Hello, it's Cecilia Towns, the Sporty Esquire, and you are here with me for another episode of Workin Women Wednesday, the series where I tell you the things that I have learned, the things I'm learning from my career as an attorney, as an entrepreneur, and as a former student athlete. So if you follow me on Instagram, which you should be doing by now, you'll know that I asked my followers, my friends, for advice on some topics that I should discuss on Workin Women Wednesday. So you guys gave me some great feedback, and for the next few weeks, that's what we're going to talk about, the things you said you want me to talk about. So one of the first questions I got was about workplace romance, whether you should engage in it or not. So that's what we're going to talk about today, workplace romance. I'm going to give you 4 do's and don'ts of love in the workplace. Just to be clear, I am 110% personally against workplace romances. I just think it's a recipe for disaster. You know, if we break up and we have to see each other, like, I don't want to be uncomfortable at work. I don't want rumors at work about what's been going on with me. So I'm team don't do it. However, I will tell you, I know couples who have met at work and ended up with successful marriages. I know my aunt and uncle have been married for over 20 years and they met at work. A really good friend of mine, 2 friends of mine, they're attorneys, they met at work and they are having a glorious marriage. So it can be done, but I also know other people who have done the workplace romance. They end up getting separated, divorced, and it's just like awkward at work. So I just would not want to deal with that, but there are successes. And I think just from what I have seen, there are some do's and don'ts that will sort of increase your chances of having a successful workplace romance. So the first thing that you should not do, the first don't of workplace romances is do not engage in a relationship that involves a subordinate and their superior. So if you're a manager, you shouldn't be dating, flirting with anybody that you manage. If you are an employee, you should not be shooting your shot or letting someone shoot their shot at you who is your manager or your supervisor. That is a recipe for a sexual harassment claim. And you just don't want to do it. You never want to be in a position where you feel that someone, is engaging with you because they're afraid that they might lose their job, or you don't want to be in a situation where you feel like, oh, well, I'm stuck. I can't break up with this person, or I have to do what this person says because, I don't want to lose my job. So just don't do it. If the person is within your chain of command, run and hide. Now, if you guys just happen to work together in similar units or on different floors, you got different managers, you just see each other, that's, what they say is fair game. Like, go for that. I wouldn't go for that, but you go for that. But not if you're in the same chain of command. It really is asking for trouble. The second don't is to don't be making an announcement about the fact that you're dating a coworker. Some of you like to get on social media and post all the pictures about you being in love, and this is my new bae, and I love bae. Don't do that at work, okay? Keep that stuff to yourselves. One, you don't want the office gossip. You don't want people to have the perception that, oh, well, maybe this person isn't going to, work the same way. You also just don't want people in your business like that. Like, let your professional life remain your professional life, and let your personal life remain your personal life. The last thing you really want is to be at the water cooler and overhear people talking about your relationship. Just leave it at home. Make your announcement when you guys get engaged or you guys get married. All right. So now let's talk about the 2 do's of workplace romance. Definitely do set boundaries. So this is kind of related to number 1, where you shouldn't be making announcements that you and Johnny are going on a date tonight. But do set the boundaries. Establish between the two of you, what are things that you can do and say at work, what can be made public, what shouldn't be made public, what each of you is comfortable with, because you don't want, the last thing you want someone to do is feel uncomfortable because they're dating you or you're interacting with this person and feel uncomfortable at work. I mean, that's going to shoot your relationship in the foot. It's going to also potentially shoot your business relationship in the foot. So set the boundaries. If you don't feel comfortable having lunch with this person at work, leaving together, then don't do it. Figure out other ways to interact so that you both are comfortable with the boundaries that you've set at work. And the fourth thing to do is you should be mindful of the rules and any guidelines at your workplace regarding fraternizing. So fraternizing is, dealing with people, being friendly with people. So, like in the military, it's definitely against the rules to fraternize with someone in your chain of command. But it's also against the rules to fraternize with someone in a way that would cause disruption to your workplace. So that's in the military, but that's 99% true in the regular civilian workplace as well. You can't be engaging in relationships in a way that is going to bring strife or drama into the workplace, because people will can you. They will get rid of you and the person you're in a relationship with. And sometimes it's just one of you, which would suck even more. But be mindful of, how your managers view workplace romances, how the company culture is, and don't let your relationship, even if it's not a relationship between a subordinate and their supervisor, you should be mindful that the relationship isn't causing any disruption in the workplace. So that's it. I didn't take too much of your time today. The rules of romance at work, according to Cecilia Towns, are: do not engage in a relationship that involves a manager and a subordinate. Do not make a public announcement like some of you do on Facebook and Instagram. Do set your boundaries so that each of you is comfortable with how you're engaging at work. And then do be mindful of any guidelines or rules involving, fraternizing at work. So there you have it. Go be great. Go find your girlfriend. Go find your boyfriend at work. I wish you the best. I'm going to steer clear of that. But thanks for joining me. This has been Cecilia Towns, the Sporty Esquire, for another episode of Workin' Women Wednesday. I hope you join me next week. Bye.